Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Workbench here at Scale Models Midwest. As always, I'm Dave. Hoping you have a great 4th of July weekend. Enjoying a little bit of my coffee here and celebrating my birthday. It's a nice quiet day here at the house. My wife's not feeling too well, so she's taking a nap. My daughter's playing with her video games and her animation, so I'm down here, holed up in my workbench, having a little fun with this Fairlady Z. And as you can see from the thumbnail, I did a test fit on the chassis, which was very simple to put together, and then of course the airbrushing. And man, I have got to tell you, this is one of the best paint jobs I've done yet. I just keep getting better and better with airbrushing, thanks to Terry and the others who have given me some great comments and compliments along the way. I cannot stress this enough. If you're wanting to move to the next level and you're still doing, paint from the can, nothing wrong with rattle can shenanigans. I still do it on occasion. I'll tell you, if you ever want to take the jump, get yourself a good inexpensive airbrush and get started with it. Or if you just want to go on ahead and dive in like I did, hooked up with a Grex XSI airbrush and a compressor from Harbor Freight. This is probably my 12th airbrush job so far. And like I said, it just keeps getting better and better. As long as you follow tips and tricks that people give to you, and look at the bottle sides, like scale finishes and MCW, like what I'm using here. They say 10 parts paint, 1 part hardener. And if it's in a jar like this, obviously you have to thin it out as well to like a 1:1 thinner to paint mix, and then the hardener, and then have a go. Then of course, if you have stuff from Scale Finishes that come in airbrush ready form like this, just shake it up really well, and then put that in your airbrush along with some hardener, and you are good to go. Again, this one, as you saw, I did ultimately 5 coats of paint on this. I was looking at the paints that I had, and I had a lot of reds. I had that Toyota Sea Glass Green, and I said, you know what, I need some inspiration. I've always been a fan of sea foam, various greens, what have you, and I did have this bottle of MCW. It's the Seafoam Turquoise Metallic 6955E. I got that from Hobby Nut. So as you can see here, I did 5 coats, and that seems to be the magic number. I had 2 light mist coats, as you saw in the video, and then over the course of 20 minutes, did 3 more coats. The wet heavy mists, and then finally used up the rest of the paint, just went all around into the wheel wells, just made sure that I got behind the flares. Having test fit this kit, I know where the paint's going to show still and where it's not, so it didn't matter if I didn't get any into the interior. Besides, on the actual inside, I'm going to have that brush painted flat black to go with the interior, which I'm doing kind of like I want to kind of mimic the Alcantara seats, kind of like a suede look, so I'm going to go with flat black. With that, I've already done the spray. Have a semi-gloss dash and console, so a little bit of contrast there. I'm going to think about putting in seat belts. This is a kit that has no engine and posable steering, and I want to show you, definitely has kind of like toy car roots or RC car roots, what have you, because this chassis is literally just a battery box, and down at the very bottom you have your little switch that would say on, off, reverse, what have you, make your wheels turn, and absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. I have put together a Testors De Tomaso Pantera years back that had the exact same setup. In fact, that's kind of like one of my holy grail kits. I would love to find another De Tomaso Pantera and build that up. I did mine. I didn't even, if I remember correctly, I didn't even paint it except for the rims. I painted gold and then dry brushed them so they looked a little bit more weathered, but the body I just polished out. And then ultimately, I ended up selling that to a friend of mine who really liked it. So I said, sure. And, that's okay. I don't regret selling it to him. I regret not having it on my shelf still. But as far as I know, he's still enjoying that kit in his office. But look at this gloss. This has no clear on it yet. I do have a couple of areas right there I need to lightly sand on the hood. May or may not be able to see it there, but once I polish this out, I will be adding clear from MCW, and then the rear I have semi-gloss black for the rear panel, and then I'll do my brush paint on the tail lamps. I'm getting ready to do that here in a bit before I head back upstairs. But again, this turned out awesome. I looked at the box art and thought, do I want to paint the flares black? And I said, nope. I want everything to be painted one color. I think this is a great representation of the JDM scene, but this could also be seen at your local Cars and Coffee on a weekend day. And here in Des Moines, you might even see a car like this at the Good Guys Rod and Custom Nationals, which is going on this weekend. One of the first years I've not been able to make it there. I just had so much on my plate, but I've seen a lot of cars in the hotel parking lots out here. Took a lot of pictures, got some inspirations for future builds. This one, inspiration-wise, I went to my shelf where I've got some kits that I built in years past that I boxed up because I've run out of space on the shelf, and I got this one, Revell's Beery Datsun. I built a number of years back. It was one of my attempts at painting a two-tone paint scheme. This is the John Morton number 46. I think this is a sharp car. I have always liked the 240Zs. This kit inspired that. Didn't inspire the paint color because I didn't want to paint a red car this time out, but I do have a growing birthday list of paint colors that I want to pick up. So I'll be getting on the web and going checking out scale finishes and ordering some paints up for some of the builds I've got. But the one, once I'm done with this, so I'm going to get started on that Monte Carlo, and I got another kit that I'm going to try and work on at the same time. But anyhow, I just want to show you what I got going on for the weekend. I've already looked at some other people's builds, and some people got some really good looking kits out there. Got a little laundry list of stuff I'm going to pick up from my local hobby shop. And with that, I'm going to go and check up on my wife, make sure she's feeling a little better. Meantime, I hope you guys continue to build a cool kit. Ladies, the same. Please inspire others to join the hobby and get in here to building it. We got our local hobby shop, or not local hobby shop, local modeling group, the IPMS Glues Brothers. They're getting ready, I think, in August to have their NNL meet. So I'm going to try and get some kits prepped for that and display them and see how well they show. So with that, continue building the cool kits. Like and subscribe and share this channel with others. Thanks for watching as always. Have a great rest of the weekend. Be safe out there, and I'll catch you in the next video.